I love a good progressive overload. I don't train upper body at the same intensity. You have every right to build the body that you love. Welcome back to my channel, Stinks. If you guys have been on Fit Talk at all, then you know that there's a bit of controversy going in the fitness gym girl community right now. Okay, she's spicy, the tea is hot, all right, it's damn near liquor. Now, half of women are saying, lifting weights did in fact make me look bulky, bro. I'm not afraid to admit. And then the other half are just criticizing that point. And then also let me know what side of the discourse you're on. I'm just curious to hear, okay? Maybe we'll do like a little poll or something. Like, do you guys think that you look bulky for lifting? I'm just curious. There's no opinion or height, I promise. And honestly, from my perspective, it's really interesting and kind of funny on how easily influenced and undereducated both sides of the argument seem to be. Like, creators that I know are going back and forth in the comments and videos and stitches, and honestly it's a lot of hatred, and I hate to see it because obviously like women are already scrutinized enough for being in the gym, and kind of to see women kind of attack each other in the same space is a little bit disheartening to me. And it's clear that both sides don't have respect for one another, which is why they're not able to have an open discussion about it. Now, of course, that isn't everyone. Of course, there are some people out there who are trying to be very respectful and not be a bully in the matter, so I'm not talking about those. But for the other okay, who don't know how to have a conversation clearly, you're done. Now, before we get started, welcome back to my channel, Sinks. I missed you guys. Now open your mouth and give me a kiss. Mwah. Now, if you're new here, my name is Taliyah. On this channel, not only are you going to be educated, but you're going to be entertained, and you're eventually going to be fondled, buddy. I call it being effed. So if you want me to F you, join the cult. It's a good time, I promise. I wouldn't lie. So on today's video, we're gonna talk about the drama a little bit, okay? We're gonna talk about the tea, and then I'm gonna give you guys a full upper body, core focus, Pilates workout that you can do at the gym. You're welcome. Now, for one, let me make this very clear. Okay, very clear. Open your ears, buddy, I'll wait. You have every right to build the body that you love and feel comfortable in. And I will never take that right away, and no one has the right to take that away from you. I do want to point something out though. There is a huge resurgence of model skinny. Okay, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but we see it in celebrities. We see it in everyone taking Ozempic. We see it in even some of the fashion trends today. Like, we brought back low-rise jeans. That's a skinny trend, bro. Okay, that's not for the hippie girls. That's not for the girls with a little extra love. For majority of my demographic on here, it's not for us, to be quite frank. Just being honest. We were built with a little extra love meat, okay? My will be folding over those jeans if I try to do low rise. I rarely see any more body inclusive models anymore, and that just again goes to show that we are bringing back skinny attire. This is a trend. We see this cycle time and time again. We were in this trend maybe 12 years ago. We're back in it. It'll probably cycle out and cycle back in over and over again. Pause. Now, before we continue with the video, I do want to take a second to introduce this week's sponsor. Let's give a huge cheer to Element for sponsoring this week's video. Oh my God, thank you, I love you. You guys already know that this has been my tried and true for almost a year at this point. She's my girl. Okay, don't tell anyone I love you, baby. Now, Element contains a science-backed electrolyte ratio, which contains 1,000 milligrams of sodium, 200 milligrams of potassium, and 60 milligrams of magnesium. So when you're being a sweaty girl, okay, the primary electrolyte loss is sodium, which, you know, you guys are smart, you already knew that. And like athletes, okay, or the athletes that we are becoming, that's why you're here on this page, okay, because we're into athletics, you can lose up to 7 grams of sodium per day, and that's a lot, bruv. It's a bit too much. Now, when the sodium isn't replaced, it's super common to have muscle fatigue and symptoms like muscle cramps, headaches, a lot of other fatigue and symptoms. Now, you guys already know this, but I used to get so many Charlie horses and a different variety of muscle cramps, and at first I thought that it was because I wasn't hydrating myself enough when I was getting in enough water, but what I was doing was flushing my system out of all of my important micronutrients, and those are just as important as your macros. A really good way to make sure that you're replenishing those lost electrolytes is by taking an Element packet. I personally prefer Element because it has none of the junk, bruv. No sugar, no coloring, 0 artificial ingredients, no gluten, no fillers, and no BS. Now, they are actually offering you guys a free sample packet with any order so that you can try all the different flavors that they have, because they do have some really interesting ones. So make sure to use my link in my description box down below. And let's give another huge thank you to Element for sponsoring this week's video and then constantly supporting this channel. Kisses, stink. Okay, so now the whole idea of being bulky, right? Okay, first off, what the does that word even mean? Bulky means, in layman's terms, right, in regards to people, it means heavily built. That's vague as fuck, extremely vague, which means it's up to your interpretation. Jessica Bickling said it best, okay? If you guys don't know her, she's an amazing creator. I love her content on TikTok. I'm gonna tag her down below. She said that the words bulky and toned are just buzzwords. And to be honest, I couldn't have said it any better. They are buzzwords used to get your attention and evoke some type of emotion on how you're supposed to feel about your body. And they don't actually mean anything. Cheryl, they don't mean anything. And they don't teach anything either, which is why I hate those words. My definition of bulky could look completely different someone else's perception of what bulky looks like. Some people's genetics favor that upper body growth, okay? Which is why invalidating someone who believes they look bulky is wrong, okay? I just told you guys that word is vague. It's up to whoever's interpretation of what they consider bulky to be. So you can't tell someone that they don't look bulky. That's not your body, and nor are you in their head. Like, how the fuck are we gonna tell someone how they look, okay? Bro, that's an opinion, and most of the time it's not asked for. So close your mouth. I know your lips are dry. I got a little insecure when I said that because I was like, I think my lips are dry. Now, when you're making this decision, remember that your genetics are going to play a huge role in your ability to get the Pilates model inspired arms. All right, so if you're not genetically predisposed to be petite, buddy, I have some bad news for you. Don't be mad at me, okay? I'm just the messenger, but it's not looking too good for you. I'm just being honest. At least not in a way that is healthy and sustainable. Now, I personally love me some good hypertrophy training, okay? I love a good progressive overload. But I can even admit that I don't train upper body at the same intensity as I train my lower body as I once did. It used to be split half and half. I'm not gonna lie, okay? Do my genetics love a hefty, defty The Rock chest? Dwayne The Rock Johnson chest? Okay, it wasn't looking cute anymore. I'll never make that mistake again. I already told you I got that cockeyed nipple thing. But guys, like, that is the beautiful thing about training, okay? That's the beautiful thing about working out. That's the beautiful thing about being an individual. You get to choose. It's your choice, brother. It's your choice. There are so many different forms of exercise that you can try out, implement into your routine, take out of your routine, bring it back in, try something new. And all of that is so that you can find something that you genuinely enjoy, that works for you and gives you the desired result that you want, okay? That's the choice that you have, brother. If you don't want to do hypertrophy training, you don't have to, okay? If you don't want to run or do the Stairmaster, you don't have to. If you want to try gymnastics, that's your choice, bruv. Now, in light of everything that, has been happening recently in social media and stuff like that, I thought that this would be a super amazing, awesome opportunity for me to take advantage of, okay? I'm gonna implement Pilates into my training program for the rest of the month. I wanna see what the hype is about. I wanna see if I notice a difference or if I enjoy lower impact exercises on my upper body days. Because I'm gonna be quite frank, me and upper body, like, I get her done because I have to, but I don't like her, nor do I enjoy that style of training. I like a nice, good little sweat, okay? And if it's not a what I want to burn. In the 20 minutes of the minimal TikTok research that I did on Pilates, because again, I'm not professional in that, I am a certified personal trainer, as well as having my bachelor's degree in kinesiology, which is exercise science. For those of you who don't know, Pilates is not my forte, okay? Never done it, never tried it, never even had the urge to do it. Personally, the results that I see from other people are not the results that I want, and I wanted to fast. So I was like, I'm not hopping on that wave. I know everyone went crazy when, what was her name? Lori Harvey, when people asked her how she had her physique, and she was like, oh yeah, like Pilates. Pilates? Babe, you don't have to tell me twice. She convinced me in that moment. I still didn't do it because at the time I didn't have Pilates money, which I don't know where everyone's getting Pilates money right now because that's like not a cheap class to take. But yeah, she's the only person that could have convinced me. And for those of you who also don't know, Lori Harvey is petite. I think she's like 5'3" or something. She's like 5'1" or 5'3". She's a short, petite gal. So if you thought she was 5'7" and up, you were fooled and bamboozled just like I was. But again, back to what I was saying. In the 20 minutes of research that I did on Pilates style workouts, these are a couple of things that I've noticed. One, the main focus seems to be slow and controlled movements. Two, okay, there is a huge emphasis on core engagement. And three, a lot of the movements appear to be complex and compound, meaning that a lot of muscle groups are being engaged at the same time and it's combining two different movements together. Now, I do want to just set some realistic expectations, right? These are a few things that I do expect to happen, okay? I'm probably going to lose a little strength. Is that a bad thing? No, I don't care about being strong. I certainly train for aesthetics and mental health, clarity, and wellness. I'm in my soft girl era, and I don't have any shame about it, buddy. I don't. On the positive note though, I'm probably going to strengthen some smaller muscle groups that I probably have never really put focus on before, which is a really, really good thing, okay? Because oftentimes when people are having like, you know, like shoulder pain or like hip pain or, you know, knee pain, it's usually because the muscle groups that support those joints or those muscles are usually really weak and they're not there to help in a stability aspect. So strengthening that could also help reduce pain, as well as not going heavy in the lifting will bite. Really shouldn't have too much issue with pain at that rate. So now realistically, I'm not expecting crazy change in 6 weeks, right? Like that's such a short amount of time in the span of my training, because it took me a very, very long time to get to where I'm at today. But who knows, I might really like this and I might continue to implement it consistently into my training split. And I think the most exciting part about all of this is that I'm trying something new. I'm excited to implement it into my programming, and that is also motivating me to want to go to the gym, especially on my upper body days where I do lack a lot of motivation to do that. So trying something new is always a good thing, and I always recommend don't close yourself off. There isn't one superior training over the other. It just depends on the person and who you are. Now, if you are someone who is struggling with their fitness journey or wants a little bit more help, first off, watch the rest of my videos. Jesus Christ, like I really lay everything out for you guys. And second off, if that's not enough and you want a little bit more guidance and you want to kind of probably cut your trial and error time in half, I do offer one-on-one training. For the month of April, we are doing a little bit of a competition with a mystery box surprise. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that application in my description box down below. Here are a few of my credentials. Yes, I know, they're killing it. All right, bruv, let's do it.
No quiero más problemas, quiero más fiesta y alegría en mi vida. Estoy trabajando todos los días, pero no siento mucha pena. La semana está por terminar y la fiesta va a empezar. Oye. El trabajo está terminando, los trajitos se están mezclando y todo el mundo está preparando, porque la fiesta va a empezar y la rumba va a formar y la salsa rica, música buena para disfrutar.
Now, I don't think I revealed my cat's name to you guys. He has finally warmed up to me. He is a lover boy, okay, but he's also a cunt. I have named him Samuel L. Jackson. Say hi to the community, buddy. Don't look scared. Don't look scared. Say hi. I know, he's so handsome. Now that is all for this week's video. If you didn't like it, you can tell your mom I'm gonna give her a big fat kiss in the mouth. And if you haven't already, like and subscribe, bruv. Kisses. Mwah.
That's all, folks.